Welcome everyone to Mornings with Mayesh, where we bring flowers and friends together. I'm your host, Yvonne Ashton, and we have a great episode lined up for you today. We're going live with our very own flower specialist, David Dahlson, whose expertise has taken him around the world working directly with our flower growers. Today, David will be unveiling the latest concept spray garden roses that you won't want to miss. If you have any questions, feel free to share them in the comments and we will do our best to answer. And as always, you will find the replay, podcast, and our show notes up on Mayesh.com's blog. David, welcome back.
Hi, good morning. We're live here in Studio 3 in Miami. So if you hear some planes going, it's because we're right under the flight path. So excuse me for that.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. And I'm so excited to have you on today. David, let us know, what do you have to share with us today?
Okay, so today I'm going to focus on garden spray roses. We're all quite familiar with garden roses, but we're going to drill down now on spray roses because they're taking some exciting directions. And I think for the designer, some really good momentum to a different scenario than probably has been contemplated before by designers. And I'm excited to bring you this. But first, we're going to start off with 3 new introductions from Alexandra Farms, one of our favorite purveyors of bespoke garden roses, as it were. But we got some garden spray roses. We got 2 from the Japanese breeder he was working with on the Princess line, and then a fabulous one from Hills Breeding in Ecuador. So I'm going to start off here on the right. This is called Princess Malaki. It's a very nice, fully double, fluffy spray rose. I think you can see here it's very full, has a nice button. And this is Princess Malaki. I would say in the realm of spray roses, apart from the shape, it's fairly standard. The stems are quite rigid, but it has a very appealing garden look, especially in this. There's like 3 or 4 different tones from stem to stem. And this would be in keeping with a typical garden rose. So not totally homogeneous, variations in hue and tone, but basically an overall very delightful pink. This is Princess Malaki. Next to that, we have a very nice garden rose, again from the breeder. I think it's Shenji in Japan. Fluffy little balls of snow, almost white, fluffy, opening quite nicely. These are a little have a little more action, a little more undulating stem due to the weight of the blooms. I mean, here we have, that's 5 blooms on a stem. Very nice, very attractive. A pure white when it opens. And this one is called Princess Shiro. Now, this one will not be available till late in the year. This is brand new from Alexandra Farms, Princess Shiro. And next to that, we have, this is Be Kind. No, sorry, this is Be Nice. Excuse me, Be Nice. This comes from a whole series of B, we call them the B series, but that's BE. And there's beautiful ones as in Be True, beautiful white, various colors. And they all have this sort of crispy petal structure, very undulating, very nice on the eye. It's got fine detailing. The way the petals are constructed and they undulate, there's a lot of bouncing of light off the petals, so you get really nice textural elements. This is from E.G. Hill. This is new also to Alexandra, but your sales associate will be able to order this from other growers in Ecuador. Very pretty rose. Be Nice. Pink.
David, you mentioned the second rose was going to be available late in the year. What about the first rose and Princess Maleki? And then,
This one I feel is going to be available late summer. This will be in the fall. Princess Shiro in the fall. The Princess Malaki late summer.
what about Be Nice?
Be Nice, although not available from Alexandra Farms, we can procure it from our other growers, excuse me, in Ecuador.
So it's available now.
Yes, so that's available now.
Awesome.
Very pretty rose, very pretty.
Be Nice. I love it.
Just to
Beautiful.
give you an idea of the texture, I'm going to come right up to the lens.
Yeah.
You can
That's
see,
better.
yeah, very pretty.
So that is Be Nice. Can we do a
Yes.
close-up of the other two as well?
Yeah,
Those are gorgeous.
let's do some close-ups. Yes. This one also, this is Princess Malaki. Very pretty. As you can see, there's several different tones,
Yeah, those are
but
gorgeous.
but an overall very pretty garden spray rose. Gorgeous. Look at this. Beautiful texture here. Beautiful.
Yeah. Amazing.
And I'll do this one. This is you can almost call this boule de neige, which is French for snowball. I mean, it's very, very pretty. Pure white when it opens. And it has a very nice texture effect too. Fully
And that's
doubled.
Princess Shiro.
Princess Shiro, exactly.
Gorgeous. I love them. Everyone that's
Love it.
watching, what is your favorite so far? Do you love the first one, Princess Maleki, Princess Shiro, the white one, or Be Nice, which is the dusty pink one? Let us know. What are your favorites? Let's
Let us
see.
know. Okay, I'm going to set these aside. Now I'm
We
going
have
to go to.
I was just gonna say we have someone on Instagram saying their favorite is number 3 for a lush bouquet. So I think the
That
number
will
3
be
might
that
be
one, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. That's Be Nice.
So I'm going to set these aside. And now I'm going to go some. This is the first garden rose that Mayesh ever sold on our market location around 1985. I'm going to start up simple. So you can see a very, this is 3 stems. This is called Iceberg. What I like about this is it's completely different from your typical spray rose where everything's sort of masked at the top. This sort of sprays off in different levels, I guess. Look at that one. Incredible use of negative space. Just these 3 stems, very elegant. This was bred in 1958 by Cordes, by the founder of Cordes, Reimer Cordes. And it's a classic. It's called Iceberg. It was introduced in Germany as Schneewittchen, which is Snow White, which I'm sure many Disney people, fans of Disney would know. And in French, it was introduced as Fée de Neige, which means snow angel. Either name, we call it Iceberg in the United States. Absolutely amazing. But it's also very, it has a lot of flow, which I'm going to demonstrate with a masked arrangement right here. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that.
Beautiful. Yeah, will you give us a close-up?
Absolutely amazing. That's in a taller vase. And then here you can see in a shorter vase, they really cascade. Amazing for weddings. They open a little sort of star-shaped, and then they open fully to the corona. Let me see if I can pull one out so you can see. I've got one here. Eventually, by your wedding on Saturday, they open fully to the corona, and these are absolutely spectacular. This is a true garden spray rose. But I mean, look at that. It's a different thing. It's a more relaxed approach, and I think quite in keeping with the direction many designers are going in.
Yeah,
In fact,
they're
this rose, it had a
absolutely
slight
gorgeous.
touch of blush at the beginning, but then as it opens, it goes pure white.
So so these have been around for a while, David. Did they but I've never heard about them or seen them. And maybe it's just because I'm me.
Well, back in the day, like let's say in the 80s and 90s, when they first started growing garden roses in California, this was one of the options available, and it was incredibly popular. It's incredibly reliable. It always opens. It's a beautiful white, and it just is so much more gentle than modern spray roses and garden spray roses. I have a bunch here just to show you how it comes. The packing comes wrapped in paper. The buds are quite pointy and elongated. I'll just bring those to the camera. As you can see, they're quite pointy.
Right.
But then they open, they go a little bit star-shaped, and then they open fully in a circular form with the corona at the center. 10 stems, different heights, and a true garden rose. And if I just want to demonstrate a little bit. Here would be your typical white Maiolica, a classic, but it's very rigid, right? It's very stiff.
Right.
Great for bouquet work, but if you want something romantic with these beautiful serpentine curves from the stems and the weight of the flower, I highly recommend this Iceberg. And this is available now. It's available online, and you can also order from your sales associate at locations. Beautiful, beautiful rose Iceberg.
That's amazing. So anyone that's listening, have you guys used Iceberg before? What do you think about them? Um, Someone just joined and they want to know what the bloom is. And so we are talking about right now an Iceberg spray garden rose. Is
Yeah,
that correct, David?
true garden spray rose.
Yeah.
True. But it's just so romantic. Just and the negative space you get from these more sort of spread out sprays. I mean, you can really do some amazing designing with it. You can go opulent and just have it cascading everywhere, or you can go on the Zen way, a minimalist approach. Either way, it's an incredible rose, very reliable, always opens, and you know, it stood the test of time. It's been around since 1958, and it still works. And luckily, in my last trip to Ecuador, I found a grower who had them, and he was saying, "Well, what do you think of these? Because I can't sell them." I said, "I think we'll take those. Yes, please."
Yeah.
And we've been selling them very well ever since.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. And I just wanted to give you an update because people did reply when we asked what was their favorite of the first three that we showed.
Okay.
And everyone's favorite so far seems to be Nice, the dusty pink
Yeah.
garden spray rose.
Yeah. Be Nice is excellent, and they have this. I think there's about 10 in this series. White, sort of antique white with green. There's various shades. Very nice. I would look out for them. Be True, Be Loyal are other ones, and of course this one, Be Nice.
Right,
Very
right,
nice.
right.
So
Awesome.
this is the classic Iceberg. I love it. Now I'm gonna turn the camera around and move you on to what I think is a new direction in garden sprays, and these really are opulent. Just going to spin the camera around.
Before you spin around, David,
Yes,
for the Iceberg, people want to know what is the vase life for the Iceberg?
the vase life is better than most garden roses. I would say. You should get 5 to 7 days. So it's
Okay.
ideal for wedding work. But I think with that lifespan, you could also use it in weekly accounts in a house or a hotel.
Awesome.
I'm going to say, but it's from this point would be 7 days.
Great.
Okay, so great for wedding work though. And
One
it's hard,
other. Oh, go ahead, David.
yeah, it's extremely hardy. Even in the garden, it's a very hardy rose.
I would love to have those in my garden.
Yes.
I did have a question, and I don't know if you'll know this or not because it's not really dealing with the roses that we're talking about now. They want to know If you know, what variety of rose does Ralph Lauren typically use? I have no clue. I would have to look and look at their campaigns or something. But
Oh,
do
the
you
white
happen?
rose?
I guess so. I don't
I
know.
have a feeling it's called Polo,
Oh, that makes sense. See, you do
right?
know things like this. And I was wondering. See,
Right.
David knows a lot about flowers and a lot of what do you call it? Useless knowledge sometimes,
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah. I'm very fond of playing trivia, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
But,
polo is the rose,
yes.
which totally makes sense for them. I love that.
Right.
Good
Right.
question. Thank you, David, for knowing that.
Polo is a good rose for sure.
Yeah. All right. Now we're
All
ready
right.
to turn the camera around.
Right. So this is going to be a new rose. No, actually, it's an old rose. Not old. It's been around for about 5 years. But this is a new spin on it. I like where it's going, and I'm going to present to you Passion in Pink.
Gorgeous.
Guys, look at this thing. This is a spray rose, but not like any we've seen. Look at this. This has got to be 60 centimeter, really large blooms. In each of these three vases is just 12 stems, and it is amazing. Now, a lot of you may be familiar with this because it's actually called Ashley. But when you order Ashley, you just get one flower per stem, and it's normally a 40-50. But I've been working with a crazy grower who likes to work with a crazy wholesaler. So I'm working on getting these to be available in the United States. I'm still working on packing because the packing, I'm getting a little damage in transit, but almost there, as you can see. Absolutely spectacular. Passion in Pink. And I think these spray roses are amazing for your larger projects. Because a lot of times, when you're having a very big wedding, like in excess of 200, 300 people, you normally have a large room and you've got to make impactful statements. And I think this rose certainly does it. If I may be frank, it's going to be on the high end of the scale in a different what I would call price zone, because just the freight alone is almost $1 per stem to get it from Ecuador to the United States. But I think if you really want to make a statement and you want wow appeal, I think this rose really, really does it. I mean, look, gorgeous, gorgeous, 3 flowers. And so to get this effect, though, we cut them much more open than normal. This is a hardy rose. It doesn't work for every variety, but I think this gives you a taste of where spray roses and garden roses are going to start going. Something that looks much more in keeping with what you would see on a rose bush in a garden, which is multiple flowers at different stages of development. So we're calling this Passion in Pink to distinguish from Ashley.
So it is okay. So explain that again for anyone that might have joined late, or for people like me who are slow. So what is the difference? It's just it's because you're cutting it later when it's more open.
Yeah. So there's a few. Look here, four flowers on it. This is cut more open. So normally in rose production, to get a single rose, as these buds come, they would just take them off and leave it with one principal flower on the apical stem. Here, the grower has elected to let all the flowers bloom and create this spray. And you can get a much more dynamic and longer stem. It's it's impressive, in my opinion.
I love that. I love that. So it's not a traditional what you would call spray rose, but they're making it into a spray rose. It's a rose that they've kind of turned it into a spray rose.
Right. But for all intents and purposes, it would be a spray rose in nature if it was just left to its own accord.
Yeah.
And I think this is a direction we're excited to go in. So one of my jobs here at Mayesh is to do new product development. And I definitely see a pathway, not just for these kind of roses, but for more open cut roses, so that our customers, especially people doing weddings and events, when they receive them, they got a product that is once hydrated, ready to use in design work. And I know that in wedding and event, especially destination events, people fly in Wednesday and they got to get everything done by Saturday. This is a great option for a spectacular show-stopping display. Is it ready for prime time? I think I need about another 6 weeks to get the packing organized, but thereafter, this Passion in Pink should be available for late summer weddings.
Awesome. You heard it here because we did have someone ask, is it available now? So no, late summer, it'll be available. And I'm sure we will be posting about it on our Instagram as soon as we have it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, so anytime you do any of these new endeavors, it's really the packing becomes like, how do I get it in one piece in premium condition for our customers to use? But I think I'm almost there. A few got like little bruising from shipping, so I got to figure out how am I going to resolve that. But it's just trial and error till we get it straight. But I think you have to agree. And there will be other roses available like this. I mean, this is I think, a different move forward in products that designers can use, especially for big events.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Will you do one last close-up of it, David?
Yeah, let's do a little tour.
Yeah, and while we're doing that, guys, do you have any questions before we wrap up for David, for me, whether it's about these roses or anything else? We'll take your questions. Happy to. Amazing. Those are just freaking gorgeous.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, no, absolutely amazing.
Tell Brian he needs to bring home a sample for me.
I will send him a sample, yes.
I love it. Yeah.
Right.
People are saying just beautiful, gorgeous. They're very excited about pink, or Passion in Pink, it's called.
Yes, Passion in Pink. Le Passion en Rose, we should say.
I love it. Awesome.
Interesting fact. I have an interesting fact for everybody.
Yeah.
Rose, the name Rose actually comes from the Latin word ros, R-O-S, which actually means spray. And so roses, generally were in the early days sprays. And of course, from Ross, you add an E, you have rose. So interesting fact. And another piece of trivia, Eros is Latin for E, meaning out of the spray, because he was born in the surf to a liaison between Aphrodite and Zeus, I think. And he grew out of the sea spray. So we've got sprays of roses for love. They're a great symbol of love. Roses. We're big fans, and especially garden spray roses.
I love it. Thank you so much, David, for sharing the new or not so new garden spray roses. They're absolutely gorgeous. Right. And sharing your knowledge of flower trivia, which we always enjoy, whether we're here or in my team meeting. We love it.
Right. Yes. Very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. That's a wrap on today's Mornings with Mayesh. Thank you so much for spending part of your morning with us, or maybe it'll be an afternoon or an evening if you're listening to the replay or our podcast. We appreciate you no matter how you listen to us. Be sure to join our email list so that way you'll never miss up on upcoming events, news, and exclusive deals. You can just go to mayesh.com. There's a subscribe button there. Or if you can remember this, it's info.mayesh.com/subscribe. I'll pop that on the screen too really quick so that way you guys can see that. So yeah, just subscribe so that way you don't miss out on all of this goodness and, letting you know about new products like this so that way you guys can get it first. Also, just stay tuned for our next show. And again, thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.